Hi, welcome to another No Waste Wednesday. My name's Dawn, I'm the Reclusive Crafter, and today I'm just going to have a relaxed session of just decorating some of these tags that I put together from the remnants of the steampunk journal. So I'm going to have a little work through these. I am using offcuts from Amanda's freebies, Amanda from Scrimping Mommy. So I've got some offcuts there and some little butterflies and bits and pieces. And I've also got the Freebie Friday bits and pieces as well, along with a few other bits of Amanda's that I've printed off as well. I've also got some of the Maremi cutouts that I've done previously. I've pulled out a few little stencils that I might use for either stenciling or maybe putting a little bit of model paste on the tags just to give them a little bit more interest and depth. And yeah, we're just going to get started and see how we go. So I'm not really quite sure how this is all going to pan out, because this is going to be me decorating, which in the broader scheme of things sometimes isn't the best thing to be watching, because lack of decision is a big issue with me, but never mind, we'll see how we go. I'm just going to organise my little bits and pieces so that I can get to them. I've got a little table beside me that I try and sit everything on. Let me see, where am I going to put these? Let me just put those up there for now, out of the way. Okay, we're going to need a little old glue book. I've got some labels and things to hand as well, I think. Yes, I have. Okay, I think we're good to go. So I want to try and do this without getting wrapped up in the kind of thought process too much, because I am a nightmare for that. I overthink things terribly. I'm just having a look for my modelling paste. Sorry, I thought I was prepared, but I never really am. Oh goodness, here we go. Modelling paste, tra-la. Okay, nearly there. Spatula. I'm going to have a go with this first because I want these to dry if I can get into it. I always find these so difficult to get into. There we go. A bit of brute force and ignorance is brilliant, isn't it? Okay, so what are we going to do? I'm going to start with this little one. I think this one's really cute. I think the Maremi steampunk bits will look very nice on there, and I'm going to use a little bit of this. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of wording with a little bit of foliage thrown in as well. I'm going to pop a little bit of that on, and yeah, just generally get and have a little bit of a crafting session without any real direction, which will be nice for a change, won't it? There we go. So there we go. Hopefully you can see that on there. Just put a little bit of decoration on there, and I'm going to do the same with this one. The idea being, like I say, I just want to give a little bit of extra depth and oops, didn't want to do that. A little bit of depth and definition to the bits that I'm working on. I think I'm going to go down here with this one. The modelling paste, just for your information, is one of the Galleria acrylic mediums modelling paste. It's quite a good one, actually. It's not overly expensive. If you're in the UK, I think this pot, which is 250ml, cost me about a tenner in memory, but I've had it for ages and it's not even half used yet, because you don't really use an awful lot of this when you're doing this, but it, like I say, it does help just to add a little bit of something to the bits that you're working on, which is quite nice. I suppose what I should have done was put some medium on this first of all, so that I can wipe bits off if I choose to, but hey ho, we'll just go with the flow. I'm only going to do this on a few bits. I wonder what it will look like on this one. Let's have a look, see. I will just wipe that off of there. And I think I will use this one for this. A little bit of different textures. There we go. Nice. And I'm going to do one of those. Can you see that? I'm going to do one of those, but I'm going to put it all over and see what that looks like. I didn't call this a mixed media session because I didn't really intend it to be a full mixed media session. It's just a general kind of let's have a decorate and play session more than anything, and use up some of my bits that I've got lying around, with it being No Waste Wednesday. Okay, that's actually nice too. I like that. See that? That's lovely. And I'm going to let those dry a little bit just while I play with some other bits and pieces. I'm only going to do those 4. I don't want to get too heavily into just dealing with the model paste. So I'm going to pop that away for now. Wipe that down. Okay. I need to keep a close eye on my time because I do have a tendency as well to get so engrossed in what I'm doing, I forget to watch the time. Right, let's pop those out of the way. Let's just give this a wipe. When you're using modelling paste, make sure you clean up as you go along, because once this stuff dries on anything, it's a nightmare to try and get off. It really is. So just make sure that that you are cleaning your bits properly as you go along, to make sure that you don't have any issues later on. Okay, right then. So we've done a little bit of modelling on modelling paste, and leaving those to dry. They don't take long. It really doesn't take very long to dry at all, which is good. And now I'm going to go on and just decorate a few bits with what I've got in my stash, sitting around not doing a lot really. She's gorgeous. I keep meaning to use, I forgot about this one. I did a foldy out one, which is lovely, so I could decorate on each one of those. So I might come back to that one later. Where do we want her to go? We need a little chunky-ish one really, don't we? Chunky. Will she work on there, do we think? Yeah, I think so, maybe. Those are too skinny malinky. That's a bit thicker. Oh, this one's got quite a lot going on, hasn't it? No, too much going on there. I think I quite like her on there. Yep, I'll make a decision. So I like her on there. I'm obviously going to need to trim that a little bit. Now then, what am I going to put with her? Because I've got some numbers there. We can use those. I'm not sure those will work. I wonder if the mauve will work. I think the mauve works. We can use maybe one of those. Have a look at them. A little bit of a bingo card. Nope, wrong colour for this. That's a bit too bright, isn't it? Let's pop those to one side a moment. Let's have a look and see what we've got in here. That's rather cute. That's rather nice. That's from Amanda's Word Soup. Okay. So, I think we're going to go with Follow Your Dreams. I wonder if I got a... I'm just going to have a look through my butterflies. I'm just wondering if I've got a small-ish smallish butterfly, maybe in a peachy sort of colour. Can you see what I'm looking at in here? A little peachy colour. Oh, the Air Force are out in force again today by the sounds of it. I don't know if you can hear that. That's nice. I like that. Oh, I want that, don't I? It's the butterflies I didn't want. Silly me. Right, I think we're going to go with that one, actually. I think that one works really nicely. Okay, so let's just move these bits out of the way. Put my butterfly back in my butterfly box. I am trying to stay organised. I had a really good sort out in my room, and yeah, I'm trying to stay semi sort of organised. It's not easy for me. I do make a lot of mess, and I tend to get things out and not put them away. Oh dear, and it causes me all sorts of strife when I'm looking for things. Never mind, eh? It's all good fun. Oh dear, have we lost a little antennae? We have. I'm just going to take that other one off, because otherwise he'll be a bit lopsided, won't he? Just popping a tiny little bit of ink around these, just to blend them in a little bit. So how are you all doing today? This is going to be a very relaxed kind of chatty, well, I hope chatty session, if I don't get too wrapped up in things. Because like I say, I'm not really doing anything of any great urgency or importance. I haven't chosen another project yet. So, yeah, so we're just seeing, I'm just having a play right now, just to kind of come down from the journal. I don't know about you guys, but I do find sometimes it can be quite stressful when you're doing journals, really. It shouldn't be, but I think sometimes when you're wanting to get something finished, or, you know, you're looking to achieve the look that you want, but you're not quite getting there, and it all gets a little bit frustrating, doesn't it? But yeah, I just thought today will be a nice chill session, just playing with me gubbins is what I'm doing. Just having a play today, just using up some bits I've got in my stashes and bits from projects that I've not used, and just seeing where we go with that, really. Now I'm going to pop that there, just trim that off. And I've just backed these with just scraps of tea dyed paper that I had lurking around as well, so that they are good to go for journaling. And you'll have to tell me when I'm done what you think. I'm going to pop this one on. These little ones, these are from the Maremi Industrial Collage collection. I got the book off Amazon. I'm not affiliated to Maremi at all. I just happened to come across her collage books. It was actually Gail Agostinelli that I first saw these used on. And I thought, oh, I'll have a look at those. And they are lovely, to be fair. There's lots and lots of different ones, but all of a sort of a similar feel. And they're beautiful. They're very, what's the word? Can't think of the word I'm looking for. No news there then. They're very, very, very mystical, I guess, and fairy-like, and yeah, just kind of dreamy, really. The type of things that you kind of dream of as a kid, I suppose. And I think that's what draws me to them. They are very pretty. And as with all crafters, it's good to kind of use different bits and pieces. I'm just going to stand her on that number. Ooh, stand her on that number there so that she's not floating in midair. And then my little buddy fly, where am I going to put that? Oh, I don't want it over her head, do I? Don't really want it upside down. I don't know what to do with it. I want it on there, but I don't know what to do with it. Maybe just on her skirt there. Yep, that's what we'll do. We'll pop it on her little skirt. It's come to see her. Come for a visit. Okay. Now, I have started using, also, just so you're aware, I've started using a different glue stick. Not used this before, so I don't really know long-term what it's like. It's called Quick Stick. The Yoo-hoo glue that I usually use, stick glue, is quite expensive, actually. And I was looking for a more reasonably priced alternative. You know, money's tight for everybody at the moment, and it's always good to try different things out to see if you can save a few pennies here and there. Okay, that's the first one done. What do we think? I like that. Follow your dreams. So that's un numéro un done. And for any French people watching, yeah, sorry. I was pretty good at French, to be honest with you, when I was at school, but that was many years ago. And yeah, a long time has passed. A lot of water's under the bridge since then, and I've pretty much forgotten all of it, to be fair. There we go, all done. That's ready to go. We love that. I'll pop that to one side, and then we'll show what we've done at the end, maybe, if we get time. So that's that one. How are these doing for dryness? Are these... You see, they're dry already. How fab is that? So now then, I don't want to ruin these, but I just want to... I really should have put on here some matte medium, because I was wondering about putting some inks over that. Bit too late to do that now, I guess. Well, we'll just see how we go. Let me just see if I can edge these out a little bit, just so that they stand out a little bit better. Just very lightly going over it with my dauber. There we go. That doesn't look too bad, does it? What do you think? We'll see. Right then, what are we going to use now, folks? I think, by the way, this background is part of the steampunk journal. I think I did mention that, didn't I? She looks nice on there, doesn't she? I like her on there, although can I put something just a little bit smaller on there? And the reason I say that is I don't want to cover all of that up. Now I've got it on there, really. I've got a little girly in here rather than the little boys. I'd like a little girly on here with that being a rose. Oh, will she work? I could take her balloon off of there, couldn't I? She's very cute, isn't she? I didn't trim this up fully because it's such a spindly little bit there. I'm going to need to put my glasses on for this bit. Such a spindly little bit there. I didn't want it getting ripped off, so I am going to if I can do it quickly. My fussy cutting skills leave a lot to be desired sometimes. I'm not the quickest at fussy cutting. And I'm quite cack-handed, as you can tell. Oh my goodness me. Why do I put myself through this? There we go. Okay. And then if I can just come down there. Gosh, the concentration is palpable. And then just trim that off. Come on, you can do it. There. I don't want to cut through my balloon string. Have we done it? Have we done it? Yay! Okay, look how delicate that is. And I want to just blend in that balloon string just a little bit. Okay, I think I got there. I think we won that one. And again, I'm going to use a little number because I kind of like when they're standing on something, which I think is, I don't know, it just, for me, it just gives that kind of that they're not floating in midair feel when they've actually got something to ground themselves with, I guess is the word. There we go. Okay, so if I pop that there, and then, so I can just see the flower through there and the little balloon. That looks nice, doesn't it? I think it jolly well does, actually. That looks nice. Okay. Do I want anything else on there, though? I'm just having a think. Don't think too long, Dawn. You're a nightmare. I'm trying not to. Maybe, what about... stick out too far? Or do we want that down here? Mind you, we've got a number there, haven't we? Yes, indeedy. I'm not really sure I want anything else on there, to be honest with you. Let me just have a look, see if I've got anything that kind of will do the job. Don't want anything too massive. Oh, here we go. I'm fiddling again, aren't I? Never mind. Well, that's quite nice. Mind you, we've got the rose on there, haven't we? Oh, let's have a look at this, see what I can do with this. You see, I am just so bad at this stuff, aren't I? Never mind. Never mind. No, I don't like it. What can I do, folks? Help me out. I wish you people could speak to me sometimes and tell me what your thoughts are, because that would be so helpful, wouldn't it? What do we think of that? I'm going with that. We're going with the butterfly. You can't go far wrong with a butterfly, can you, at the end of the day? In my humble opinion, anyway. In my humble opinion. We love a little bitty fly. I'm going to pop that. Do I want that? I can't remember. Come here, little one. Do we want that there? Yeah, I think so. I'm going to pop that there. Oops, a daisy. I'm going to pop that there. So how are we all doing? I know I've already asked that once, but I didn't really get any... Oops. Now then, that's interesting, because I've not long started that. I'm not sure that this is actually going to end up being that much more cost effective, actually, because I'm sure my Yoo-hoo sticks last me a lot longer than that has lasted. I'm going to have to test that theory out a little bit, I think. Now that's very interesting, isn't it? Although, having said that, I have done a lot of, I did a lot of masterboards a few days ago, which is what I did the some of the tags with that I'm working on today. So maybe I'm being a little bit unjust there. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm filming this yesterday. It's quite a nice day out in the UK. Sun is shining beautifully, and it's a little bit on the windy side. Where do I want this? I want that about there. A little bit on the windy side, but it's not too bad. The other, oh no, I'm too far over onto the, don't want it there. I'm too far over onto the butterfly. See if I can peel that up without it doing too much damage. Okay, so I want that probably about there then. Now my balloon's going to be off skew, isn't it? That's all right. It doesn't matter. More central. Do we like that? I don't know. There we go. What did I do with my numbers? There we are. They're there, look, Dawn. Now we're going to pop that. Although he is standing, or she, he, I don't know. I can't make up my mind if that's a boy or a girl now. I think I shall put that on there, though. There we go. Yeah, the weather is quite pleasant, and apparently it's going to be absolutely beautiful for the Wednesday, which is when this is going to air. So, yeah, you're in for a lovely day today if you're watching this first thing in the UK, hopefully. Let me just clip that off there. And again, I've just backed this with some leftover prints that I had. This one was from the Diary of a Lady, I think. I think this was what this one was from. There we go. Okay. Oh, let me nip my corners. I do like to nip corners. Oh, that didn't work, did it? There we go. Just to finish it off. A little bit of gungy wungy woo. Just going to take that back a bit there. A little bit of white showing through, which we don't want. And then these will be ready for another little journal. There we go. Second one done. Lovely jubbly. That's that one. Right then, what else have we got in our magic box? Let's have a look-see. Look-see-loo. What have we got in there? Not a lot. Okay. I have got in here, I have got lots of little bits that I've printed off and not used previously. There's some of the steampunk bits and pieces. Let's have a look, see if I've got anything. Oh look, Alice in Wonderland journal I did for my daughter. That was from a challenge that Amanda did. Why is that cut like that? I'm not sure. Pretty bicycles. Books. Have we got something there that the books will work on? A bit too big, really. How about one of the bigger ones? Let's have a look, see. That looks quite pretty, doesn't it, for a book? Could use that for a book journal, couldn't we? Let's play with that one. Let's have a play with this one then. And see how we go with this. And then my aim is to get a few little stocked up on tags and things, so that when I do a journal, I've literally just got things that I can pull from, which would be lovely, wouldn't it? Those blue ones, no, they're not blue, are they? They're mauve. Dawn, stop being a fuel. A fuel. What we got in here that's pinkish? Got quite a bit of pinky stuff, actually. That's from one of the Maremi collections, that little one, and that looks really nice on there. I can't remember where this one's come from, actually. I don't want to say Scrimping Mummy's collections because I'm not 100% sure, but it may well have done. I'm going to pop that. That looks lovely. Yep, very happy with that. And let's see what we've got in here. Let me just move that out of the way. I have got so many bits and pieces. That's rather nice, isn't it? That is from Scrimping Mummy. Like that. Have I got that's nice as well. I'm looking for those little word soups. I thought there was a little pink one on the word soups that I had in here. Oh no, that's a peachy colour, isn't it? Although I think that one actually does work. There we go. Okay, that and the butterfly. Perfect. Perfect. That's what that is. A little bit of ink. Again, do you know what? You don't have to ink. I love to ink. I just think it finishes things off, frames things nicely. There have been a few occasions where I've done things where I've not inked something. And I think that's okay too. It just really depends what you're doing. Right, I want that to go there. I want butterfly on there. And do we want a little bit of... No, I'm going to go with it. I don't care. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. There we go. Okay, let's pop this down first then. Oh, I need another glue stick. Ratatouille. What did I do with my glue sticks? Yum, yum, yum. There they are. Let me have a stretch over. Grab a glue stick. And off we go again. Yay. Yeah, I did think that these were actually quite soft. But yeah, I think just time will tell as to how long they last me. I know how long a pack of the other ones last me. So it will give me, I suppose, a reasonable indication. Okay, I want to pop that door. Just clip that off slightly. And then this little fella can go centrally. So, have you got any plans for the week? We're on, I know we're on Wednesday, so we're on hump day. So we're halfway through the week. So if you're of the working ilk, then are you looking forward to the weekend? Have you got any plans coming up? I have got my granddaughter this weekend. Mum and Dad are away. I think they're off to London for a birthday present that was bought for my daughter-in-law last year. So I am dog and granddaughter sitting. So she's... How old is she? She's 12? 11, 12. I could just... Oh gosh, aren't I an awful grandparent? I can't even remember. They grow so quick though, don't they? That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. The fact that I'm getting old and I just can't remember is neither here nor there, really. Ooh, ooh. Now then, I didn't edge that with ink and I'm just wondering if I should have done, but I quite like that. I think that's really pretty. And we're going with a little bit of a number down there. How does that look? That's nice. Tra-la. Okay. And we're going to pop a little bit of ink just around the edges, just to finish off. Oh, I didn't clip my corners, look. Didn't clip my corners. If you didn't clip your corners, where would you be? There we go. Okay, that's that one done. Nice, huh? Very pretty. That's that one. Right, what else are we doing, folks? Are we using this one or not? Just going to get those few bits off the bottom there. Okay. I think I might. I've got... Sorry, I've just realised my big head was probably right in your line of sight there. Sorry. You see, I get so engrossed in what I'm doing. I'm like, oh yeah, just forget there's people watching, Dawn. Just, yeah, do your thing. No, and I've put that down there, which maybe wasn't the best idea, actually, because now whatever I'm going to put on here is just going to be covering it up, isn't it? Oh, that was a silly Billy thing to do, wasn't it? Although, oh, look at him. Isn't he lovely? Easter's coming up, although that is snow on him. Easter is coming up. I'd quite like to use him, actually. He's very cute. Although I don't really... Oh, look, doesn't that look lovely? I'm going to leave that there for a minute because I'm not really sure what else I would put with that, if I'm completely honest. I'm not... I suppose butterflies would go, wouldn't they? Because you see in the little Disney films, don't you, that butterflies flit around them. I don't know. Oh, little old buggeroony there, little black and white buggeroony. He might look nice on there. I could fussy cut him out, but we don't have time to be fussy cutting today, Dawn. Oh, that's nice as well. That's really lovely. These are, actually thinking about it, these are the Maremi butterflies as well. She does a butterfly book, and these are out of the butterfly books she does. Is that the same width? I think it is. I'm not going to play with those. I'm faffing. I'm doing the faff thing in case you hadn't noticed, but I do like that that bunny. I do want to utilise him on something. I might do him off camera so that I can faff, and then I will just put a picture up of it so that you can have a look at it. I think that's what I'll do with that one, rather than mess about any further. Now then, I was looking at this one, wasn't I? Yes, I was. Ooh, how about one of those? Wrong colour. This is my own design, this one. Will that work on there? What's this one? Oh, yellow. That would work on there nicely, wouldn't it? Yes, love that. Right, we're gonna try and utilise my own design for a change. And I say my own design, I'm not going to lie. I know some of you absolutely hate AI, but it is an AI design. And yeah, I'm the first one to admit I'm not terribly artistic when it comes to drawing and designing and things like that. I like doing what I do with journals and things and playing with paper craft. I do an awful lot of my own decorating at home, as in for Christmas and things like that. I make a lot of things for Christmas. Yeah, but I did learn how to play with AI. And when you can create little things like that, and utilise them in your own work. I don't sell them. I don't do anything with them. I just utilise them in my own work. I honestly don't see the issue with that. But like I say, I do know some people do take umbrage at it a little bit, which, you know, each to their own at the end of the day. You know, work with whatever you're comfortable working with. And I'm a fond believer in that. If it makes you happy and you get enjoyment out of something, what's the issue? Okay, I like that on there. I'm going to just round those little old corners. Now then, I'm not going to lie as well. I bought one of these when I first started doing paper crafting, and I honestly wouldn't be without it. However, like with all crafters, you see these wonderful bits and pieces, don't you? And you think, oh yeah, I'd love one of those. And I treated myself to a corner cromper. Is that what you call them? Chomper, corner chomper. I think it's the We Are Memory Keepers one. And although I love it, do you know what? I spent a fortune on it, and this does exactly the same. I'm not really quite sure why I allowed myself to do that, to be fair. But do you know what? It is what it is. 'Tis what it is, and that's the truth of it. Right, what am I going to put with this, peeps? Stop your jibby jabbering, Dawn, and get on with it. Stars can't shine without darkness. That's kind of cute. Although I'm covering up all my little bits, aren't I? I don't want to cover up all of them. Let's just see if I can just bring those out a little bit. No, that's nice. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to cover that up completely. Not completely, Dawn. I've got lots of things in here from the word soup as well, which is Amanda's. What we've got there. I do not know. Oh, my goodness me, this is hard work, isn't it? Yeah. For those of you that are really not into watching people decorate, I really do apologise. This video will not be for you. But, you know, without what you do in decorating, you don't have anything to use in your journals. I'm not doing very well here, am I? I'm struggling with this one because I've put that design down there at the bottom and I'm trying not to cover it up because I am an idiot. What did I do with this one that I did right the way across the thingummy? Don't know what I did with it. It's probably all mucked up in here. Oh, I found it. Here we go. Maybe I can use that one instead. Because this has got the design all over. And again, I'm not sure this was a good idea because now it's just blending in with the colour in the background. Oh, help me, somebody. Help me. Oh, that's nice. I could use that and that. Or not. I'm struggling with this one, guys. This is what I'm like when I am decorating, I do tend to, yeah, I find it hard to make decisions. I sometimes think it's because I've actually got too much. I think sometimes that can be a bit of an issue. Sometimes if you've got too much. Now, these labels, I made these myself. Aren't they gorgeous? Just from little backgrounds and things. And I am going to use some of those because I think they're lovely, aren't they? Yes, perfect. There we go. Stop overthinking things, Dawn, and just get on with it. Getting on my nerves. And then we'll pop that one down there. Or maybe across there. Or do we want that up there? I want to layer it out a little bit. That up there, that on there, and then that one. Maybe that one's a bit too big. Have I got a slightly smaller one or a different shape? That's too big. I want a smaller number. Will those work? I know they're black. I'm going to use those. That's what I'm going to do. Stop faffing about. Get on with it. She says, still faffing. Oh dear. I'm not very good at this malarkey, am I, when I'm against the clock. Oh, that's quite cute. It's got a little number on it. It's not big enough though. Oh. That'll do. That's what we want. You see, sometimes the right thing is there. You just have to find it. And I'm just going to use... Do I want 3 of those or just 2 of them? I'm going to use 3 of those numbers. Right then, we're good to go. I've got it sorted now, peeps. Sorry I take so long, honestly. It's, you know, if some of you find this hard to watch, I really do apologise. If some of you are quite relaxed about the whole thing and just enjoy the process, yay, you're welcome. And thank you for being here. It all gets rather lonely sometimes in my head when I'm trying to do stuff. Right, okay, we're good to go. We're doing it. We are doing it. Yeah, I really love these labels. Again, I got this idea again off of Gail Agostinelli. You know, I'm not going to lie, I love the internet. I love YouTube. I think the ability to get inspired and think things through and find things that work. Actually, I'm going to see if I can just pull that off and stick it around the other way. Yeah, just to look for inspiration and things that, you know, you think, oh, I could do that, or I could give that a go at the very least. That's better. Yeah, I get a lot of inspiration off the internet and watching YouTube videos and things like that. It's, I think it's an absolute godsend. And I have to be honest, some creators are far easier to watch than others. I hope you find me relatively easy to watch and not too much of a hard work. But we all have our own little quirks, don't we? And our own little likes. I'm going to pop that there. I think I need a little something there as well, like methinks. Just a tiny little something. Now then, the only really tiny somethings I've got are some little butterflies that I printed from Amanda's collections. The Friday freebie from last week, I did 4 to a page. Do you think that's too big? Well, it's on there now, it's going to have to do. Yeah, I did 4 to a page, and it gave me the most adorable, if I just pull these out, the most adorable teeny weeny beany little, look at those, if they're not the cutest things you've ever seen. Does that work there, or is that completely the wrong colour? Do you know what? It's a flipping butterfly. How many times when you're in your garden do you see a butterfly specifically the colour of the background that you're looking at? It just doesn't happen, does it? So I've had a mauve butterfly fly into a yellow garden, and it looks okay. There we go. Teeny weeny butterfly. There. Maybe doesn't work quite so well, but it's nature. It'll do. And I haven't done my corners again. I was worried about covering up the modelling paste that I'd done, and I've covered it up. Don't mind, eh? By the time I inked it, you couldn't really tell it was there. Anyway, to be perfectly honest, not unless you're right on top of it. You can just slightly see it a little bit there and down there. Oh well, there we go. So that's that one. So that's, how many have we done now? Gosh, we've done, oh, I've done 4, oblige me. I might have time to just do one more. What do you reckon? Can you bear the suspense, guys? Let's have a look, see. I'll try and make this one quick and simple, yeah? That's what we'll do. What do we reckon? He's gorgeous. I want, just put my arm in my glue. Yuck, butterfly I'm going to come back to. I'll show you that in the picture at the end. Can we make use of her? I don't want to lose her dog. I think that actually works quite well on there. I know I'm going to have to trim some of it, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay. That's good. Yeah, we'll do that. You just move these because I love her. Just going to knock back some of that white, just very slightly, just to give the background a little bit of a tinge. There we go. Are we there? Yeah, that's better. Oh, Mr. Skirt bit there. There we go. Perfect. Nearly. Tra-la. Okay. Right, so I want her on there. Now then, because this is slightly bigger, I'm going to be able to get away with some bigger labels, aren't I? Oh, yay. And actually, I'm going to have that coming off the side a little bit. I like that. Or if I put that there, I could have the dog coming off the side a bit, couldn't I? Which means I don't have to cut quite so much of her off. Perfect. Good thinking, Batman. Okay, and then... oh, that's quite cute there. And then... maybe that there. Does that all just look put there? Potentially. I quite like that label with it though. That looks quite nice, doesn't it? Like that. I like that. Yep, there we go. Okay, that's what we're doing. Haven't got too much time to faff with this because I'm conscious of the time, I'm going to pop this on with a little bit of art glitter glue. I want to pop it that way. And again, this was just a label I did myself. There is a video on it, and it's literally just stamping onto sheets of digital prints that you've got that you haven't used or you don't like. And you can literally make your own little labels. And I think they work brilliantly. Absolutely love the idea. Right, I just want to make sure I'm getting this in the right place. So it wants to be about there, I think, to frame little doggo, little cutie pants there. There we go. So we want that there. Lovely jubbly. Let me just straighten that up a little bit. No, straighten it, Dawn. There we go. Okay. That still doesn't look straight, does it? Okay, that'll do. It'll do. And then, so he's going to go there. She's going to go on there. That is going to go underneath. So I need to do this bit next. I am aware I haven't put the pin in my glue, folks. I can hear you shouting at me because it's something I constantly forget to do. I'm going to pop that in there. I just want to position these labels first before I stick her down. Okay, and now let me pop my glue pin in before I forget. I'm going to move all this garbage out of the way because I haven't got room to work. I am looking at desks. I've actually got round to actually looking at desks to be able to give myself a bigger workspace to work with. I'm not sure it's a really good thing because I'm the messiest crafter on the planet, and it'll just give me more room to make mess. But it'll also give me more room to actually see what I'm doing and stop getting swamped with things. Okay, let's pop her down. I love her. I think she... Oh, that's not stuck on there. That's not good, is it? Right then, let me pop him in his little frame like that. She can go on there. I didn't put that down. It'll do, Dawn. Stop mithering. Okay. And now I want to pop that, I think, on about there. I'm going to put a bit of glitter glue on this one because this one's a little bit thicker. Oops, oops. Whoops, the bloomin' daisies. Okay, I want to pop that one probably about there. Oh, I didn't inkity pinkety it, did I? There. I don't think it's going to matter because it has actually got a little black border to it, which I think is okay. Let me just put a little bit more glue on there. There we go. Pop that one on there. And I'm just wondering if I just want a little bit of a label down here. I think I do. So I'm going to go there. Yeah, I'm going to do that just to finish that off a little bit. These little number labels from Amanda's Scrimping Mommy are lovely. They're so useful. So useful. And then I want to pop that there, I think. Perfect. Okay, let me just trim her off just a touch. There. And there. Loving her very much. she's gorgeous, isn't she? And then again, and then before if you wanted to put a little eyelet in there with a little bit of ribbon, you can do so. I don't tend to do that until I know what they're going into, to know whether or not that's the look I want. Right, that's that one done. I'm not going to get my corners rounded, am I? So I'm going to leave that one because I can't round one without the other. I should have rounded it up before I stuck it down, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's show you what we've done. Get me little bits and pieces out of the way, and try and put them in their right boxes. I've got some more little labels there. Scooch that out of the way. Put my glue lid on. Okay, let's see what we've achieved this morning. So we've just done this one, which I think is lovely. I'm just going to stand up to make sure that you can see. Okay, so we've got this one, which I think is beautiful. Love her. And then we've got this little one. Can we see? We can. So there we go. That's that one. And we have the books. That little set of books has been in my stash for longer than I care to remember, to be honest with you. So I'm quite pleased that I've made use of that. I think that will look lovely in a book journal, which is on my list of things to do at some point. And then we've got this one here. Loving that one with the little balloon. Very simple, that one. And then we've got our little ballet dancer here, which again, beautiful. So that's it for today's haul. So I've got 5 little tags done. Very happy with those, all different sizes, kind of, well, different themes really. I've got a few little kind of girly, whimsical, that was the word I was looking for earlier, whimsical. The Maremi stuff is whimsical. Yeah, so we've got her as well. So we've got a few little whimsicals there, and we've got one of my own designs as well. So I think that's quite a successful little cache there. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you all again for Quick Fire Friday. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. Take care. Bye.